Hi everyone, welcome back to Feeding Ravendoodles, a pet parent's guide to nutrition. Today's topic is quick tips, treats, table scraps, and food toppers. Now, as pet parents, we absolutely love spoiling our animals with treats and other tasty morsels. But did you know that too many treats can cause health problems for your pet? And also, feeding the wrong type of treat or table scraps can actually impact their health. So today I'm going to be talking to you about how to choose the right treats and food toppers, how much you should feed, and how to recalculate your pet's calorie intake each day based on how many treats they eat. Commercial treats usually come in a biscuit, chew, kibble, or paste form, but there's so many different kinds of commercial pet treats out there. Usually, they are safe to feed our pets, but you always want to make sure that the label has nutrition information on it, the least of which should include the calorie content, an ingredients list, and a nutritional adequacy statement. If it doesn't have these three elements, it might be safer to avoid that treat, as you won't be able to determine if it's safe to feed your pet or not. For more information about reading the pet food label, check out my video, How to Read a Pet Food Label. Some manufacturers will also sell raw products as treats as well, and these can include things like bones, bully sticks, pig ears, and rawhides. And generally, raw products are not recommended to feed our pet due to the potential for tooth breakage, GI or digestive obstruction or perforation, and the high risk of bacterial infection associated with these products. And for more information about these raw products, check out my video, Raw Diets. Some human foods can make great treats for our pets, especially raw fruits and vegetables. When fed in small amounts, they can make a great, healthy, low-calorie alternative to some commercial pet treats that are out there. This table is a great little spread of some healthy fruits and vegetables that are safe for dogs and cats along with their calorie contents. Some other foods like peanut butter can also be safe to feed our pets, but just make sure that you check that ingredients label and make sure they don't contain any toxic ingredients, such as the artificial sweetener xylitol, which can be deadly for dogs. Some unsafe human foods that you're definitely going to want to avoid feeding your pets are anything that's high in fat or salt, or any foods that contain toxic ingredients. And for more information about these toxic ingredients, check out What Not to Feed: Unsafe Foods for Pets. Table scraps are generally not safe to feed our pets, and this is for quite a few different reasons. The first being they're generally very high in fat and salt, which can cause digestive upset like vomiting and diarrhea. Products that are very high in fat, such as poultry skin, bacon, or the grease from cooking, can cause a serious illness called pancreatitis. Some table scraps also include toxic ingredients that can harm our pets, such as onions and garlic. Another huge problem with table scraps is that we cannot determine how many calories are in the scrap of food that we've given our pet. Never ever feed anything to your pet that you don't know A, what's in it, or B, how many calories are in it. Feeding an unbalanced diet, so too many calories of unbalanced food like treats or table scraps, can cause severe nutrition imbalances in your pet and can contribute to obesity. Commercial pet food toppers can come in so many different forms, just like treats. Usually they come in a can, sometimes in a bag or a shaker. They can be pâtés, purees, kibbles, sauces, gravies, or little sprinkles that you put on your pet's food. Most of the time, food toppers are not complete and balanced, and their nutritional adequacy statement will say, this product is intended for intermittent or supplemental feeding only. Don't be fooled by the pretty packaging. Some food toppers might look like they could be the sole diet, but they would cause severe nutrition imbalances if they were fed as the sole diet. So you're definitely only going to want to feed them as a food topper. Again, food toppers, just like treats that contain raw ingredients, are definitely not recommended. Some pet parents top off their pet's food with things like canned pumpkin, baby food, canned or fresh vegetables, or some other human foods. Again, these are not complete and balanced. And unlike with commercial pet food toppers, they don't have a nutritional adequacy statement because they're made for us, not for our pets. However, if the label states that it doesn't contain any toxic ingredients, and if it has the calorie content, it should be safe to feed your pet in small amounts. Unsafe human foods that you should never use as a food topper are any raw meat or egg product, cooking grease, products that are high in fat or salt, dairy products like yogurt, or any product that you can't determine how many calories are in it. Make sure when you're choosing a treat or food topper, it includes two essential pieces of information on the label: the ingredients and the calorie content. And for pet-specific products, it's good to look for a nutritional adequacy statement as well. This helps you make sure that it's safe, aka non-toxic, for your pet, and also so that you can determine how much to feed them based on calories. Treats and food toppers should make up less than 10% of all the calories your pet eats in one day. A lot of people go over this 10% without even realizing it. Feeding more than 10% of something that is unbalanced can severely upset the nutritional balance that is your pet is being fed. Pets require over 40 nutrients to be in their diet in specific amounts so that they can live a healthy life. Normal diets are formulated to meet these complex nutrient requirements, but treats and food toppers are not. So, eating too much of an unbalanced food, like I said, can severely harm your pet's health, and the consequences might not always show up right away. It can take weeks, months, or years for a nutritional imbalance to show symptoms. Most importantly, the calories need to be taken into consideration. So, the number of calories in your treats or food toppers needs to be A, less than 10% of all the calories your pet consumes each day, and second, needs to be subtracted from the total calories they should be receiving on a daily basis. So their food, their regular diet, needs to be minimized a tiny bit to make up for these calories. This is because simply by adding 10% to our pet's daily intake would really contribute to obesity. Now, this might sound like a lot, but we're going to go through some specific examples now. First, you're going to need to calculate how many calories your pet needs to eat on a daily basis. And to learn how, check out how to calculate your pet's calorie needs. Next, you're going to need to find out how much 10% of the total is. This is the line you should not cross when feeding treats or food toppers. And remember, this is the total for the whole day. It doesn't mean just one treat needs to be 10%. It means all the treats you feed in the day should not be over 10% of the total. So I've given you a couple of examples here. So example number 1. Bruin is a 65-pound, pretty active dog, and he needs 1,700 calories per day. 10% of 1,700 is 170 calories. So 170 kcals or less should come from treats on a daily basis. Example number 2 is Fawn. Now, she's a pretty active 20-pound dog, and she needs 600 kcals per day. So 10% of 600 is 60 kcals. So 60 kcals or less should come from treats for Fawn. Example number 3 is Raven. Now, Raven is a pretty inactive house cat, and she weighs 9.5 pounds. So she needs about 200 kcals per day. 10% of 200 is 20. So 20 kcals or less for Raven should come from treats each day. Next, you'll need to figure out how many total kcals are in all the treats and or food toppers that you gave your pet today. So subtract this amount from their total needed kcals per day to get the number of kcals that should come from their main diet. Example number 1 is Bruin. Let's say Bruin ate 170 kcals worth of treats and food toppers today. So by my calculation, this is 10% of his daily intake. So 1,700 minus 170 is 1,530 kcals. This is how many kcals should come from his main diet. Example number 2 is Fawn. Let's say Fawn ate 50 kcals worth of food toppers today, which is about 8% of her daily intake. So 600 minus 50 is 550 kcals. That should come from her main diet. Example number 3 is Raven. Let's say Raven ate 15 kcals worth of treats today. This is about 7.5% of her daily intake. 200 minus 15 is 185 kcals that should come from her main diet. Finally, you're going to need to calculate how many cups, grams, or ounces of the main diet your pet needs by again visiting How to Calculate Your Pet's Calorie Needs and skipping ahead to Step 7. A couple of specific examples for treats. First, you're always going to want to read the label and find out how many kcals are in one treat. So for example number 1, I have a dog treat that is worth 80 kcals. So let's take Bruin for the first example. He needs 1,700 kcals per day. So an 80 kcal treat divided by his total needed kcals, which is 1,700, is 0.0471. So if I round up, one treat is about 5% of Bruin's daily total kcal requirement. So Bruin can eat up to 2 of these treats per day, total. Fawn, on the other hand, needs a lot less kcals per day. So 80 kcal treat divided by 600 kcal total is 0.13. So this is about 13% of her daily kcal requirement, so Fawn should definitely not eat this whole treat, since it's more than 10% of her daily caloric intake. Fawn can't eat half this treat, which would be about 7% of her daily total kcal requirement. For example number 2, I have a cat treat that is 4 kcals. Raven needs 200 kcals per day, so 4 kcals per treat divided by 200 kcals total is 0.02. So one treat is 2% of her total daily kcal requirement. So Raven. Here are some specific examples and calculations for food toppers. For food toppers, always make sure you read the label to see how many kcals are in a specific unit of the food topper. This can be per ounce, per milliliter, per can, per gram, or any other measurement. For example number 1, I have a food topper for dogs, and it is stated that it is 45 kcals per ounce. So Bruin needs 1,700 kcals per day, and 45 kcals per ounce divided by 1,700 kcals total is 0.0265. So if I round up, 1 ounce of this food topper is about 3% of his total daily caloric intake. So Bruin can eat up to 3 ounces of this food topper per day. Fawn, on the other hand, again, needs a lot less kcals each day. So 45 kcals per ounce divided by 600 kcals total is 0.075. So 1 ounce of this food topper for her is about 7.5% of her total daily caloric intake. So Fawn can eat only just 1 ounce of this food topper each day. And for example number 2, I have a food topper for cats that is 5 kcals per mil. So Raven needs 200 kcals per day, and 5 kcals per mil divided by 200 kcals total is 0.025. So 1 milliliter of this food topper is 2.5% of Raven's total daily caloric intake. So Raven can eat up to 3 milliliters of this food topper each day. Thank you so much for watching this quick tips video on treats, table scraps, and food toppers. I hope I cleared up anything and answered any questions you might have had, but leave a comment down below if you do have any questions or if you have suggestions for future videos. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Also, check out that video's description below where I give you a bunch of resources and all the references that I used to make this video. Also, don't forget to check out feedingravendoodles.com, which is the website where I keep all of my articles, videos, and resources for you. Next time, we're going to be talking about how to accurately measure your pet's food. Say bye, Raven. She just almost fell asleep.